Okay, students, we're on to question 14. We have to write this in standard form. So looking at this, I want to get my x's and y's together, and I notice that it's a negative in between x squared and y squared. That means it'll be a hyperbola. So I got 4x squared plus 16x minus 9y squared minus 54y, and I'm going to move the 101 to the other side. So we're going to do GCF. We're going to take a 4 out, x squared plus 4x, space. We're going to take out a negative 9, so y squared plus 6y, space, equals 101, space, space. So we're going to fill those spaces. Remember, we take the 4, divide by 2, and square it. We're going to add the 4, but we're going to add 16 to the other side. Divide by 2 and square it. We're going to have 9. But we're going to subtract 81 because that's a negative 9. So we're going to combine like terms on the right side. I get 36. Okay, and left side 4, we're going to factor x plus 2 squared. 4 times 4 is 2. Minus 9, or 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 9y plus 3 squared. And then we're going to divide everything by 36 because we got to get it equal to 1. So our final answer, x plus 2 squared over 9 minus y plus 3 squared over 4 equals 1. That is my final answer. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. We know it's a parabola because it only has a y squared. This one actually isn't too bad. It's pretty much in the correct form. There's really not anything to do. So they're just asking for the vertex, focus, directrix, and a graph. So the first thing is vertex is going to be positive 2 and then 0 because there's no number. And then to find the focus and directrix, we need to find p. So the number in front of the square term is 8, and that equals 1 over 4p. Cross multiply. P is 1 over 32. So here's my vertex at 2, 0. It's a positive y squared, so it's going to open this way. That means I'm going to go up and back for my directrix. So my focus is 2 and 1 over 32, 0. And then my directrix is going through the x-axis, and I'm going back 2, so 1 over 31 over 32. If you need to change it to a decimal, you can always do that also. Okay, let's take a look at the next question. 16, we're going to sketch a graph, set them equal to 0, and find the roots, find the zeros. So I got 0, positive 3, and negative 2. So a couple ways to do this. We can make a number line with the zeros. Okay. What I'm going to do is kind of put them on the graph. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3, and negative 2. So that's where I need to touch the x-axis. So I kind of like doing it this way. We can do a number line and see where they're positive and negative. But what I'm going to do is look in front of it. There's a negative sign, which means the end behavior is negative. So it's going to end negative, right? And remember, the squared is where there's a bounce. So there should be a bounce at the 3. So if I bounce, that means it has to go down. Then it's going to go through the 0 and then through the 2, negative 2. So it should look something like that. Okay, we're going to do the opposite here. We want the degree, the roots, and the equation. I'm going to do the roots first. Let's see, right here, that's negative 3, that's 0, that's 1. So we got negative 3, 0, and 1. What is the degree? This is linear, this is linear, this is a bump, so it's a squared. So it's going to be the 4th degree. So when I do my equation, it's going to be y equals, we need to find the a value, but before we do that, we're going to have an x minus 1, and an x plus 3 squared. So now we're going to take negative 2, plug it in for x, and negative 12 plug in for y. So negative 12 equals a times negative 2, negative 2 minus 1, negative 2 plus 3 squared. So negative 12 equals. So we're going to multiply all this in our calculator. So negative 2 times, let's see, negative 3 times 1 squared is positive 6. So this is 6a. Divide by 6. A should be negative 2. So when I go back and write my equation, y equals negative 2x, x minus 1, x plus 3 squared. And look, it has a negative end behavior, so that's why a is negative. Okay, looking at our last question, number 18, I'm going to sketch a cycle. So we want to write down all our information first. Okay, so a is the number in front of secant, which is a 2. B is the number in front of the x in parentheses. Whoa, lost my numbers. So this is pi over 4. C is positive 5. D is positive 3, period. 2 pi divided by pi over 4 is 8. And you can use your calculator on that. All right, so it says to sketch one cycle. My C value is 5. So I need to start at 5. Now, I'm going to sketch this as a cosine graph, dotted. So first of all, my C value is 5. My D value is 3. So I have a dotted line at 3. Amplitude's 2, which means up to 5, and down to, which is 1. All right. So this is a negative cosine graph. So it would start at the bottom. So it's going to look like this, right? And I got to finish it. The period is 8, so 5 plus 8 is 13. Okay, what's in the middle? Add them up, divide by 2. Add them up, divide by 2. Add them up, divide by 2. So there's all my numbers. So there's my sketch. Oh, what did I forget to do? I forgot to make this dotted. Wonder if I can do that. Let's see. Properties, line style, dotted. I'm totally cheating. All right, so there's my dotted. Now, the other thing I have to do, remember, it's secant, is I have to draw my asymptotes. The asymptotes are where it touches the middle. Okay, so here, I'm just gonna erase this from the last question, so I have some room. Okay, and then I'm gonna graph it. So remember, we're only doing one cycle, and it's gonna go down from here, up there, and down there. That is one cycle, because a cycle are 2 U's, so I have a half a U down and a whole U up. So the red is the secant graph. And again, you can use your calculator to check your answers. I hope this helps you review and study for your midterm. Good luck.